Yes, sir, baby. On the radar radio. Yo, Florida in the building. Boobie Lootaveli in the building. What's up, bro? Welcome to the show.
What's up, my boy? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
It's not too well. Actually, lately I've had a couple people from Florida. I had Fat Nick not too long ago. I had Trapland Pat. I haven't put that out yet. By the time we're recording this, I had Relly Ski. Haven't put that out yet. And now I have you here. This is very exciting, man.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Fat Nick because I remember he said a comment when he was over here. He said he had 10 bands for whatever artist was sexier than him.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself a fat rapper. Because, I do wake up in the morning and do 1,000 push-ups.
Of course.
But I am here for my $10,000, Fat Nick, so.
He's about to run down on you when he goes back to Florida.
I'm coming to get my money, buddy.
Come on, bro. It's like, yo, I don't know how that video to this day still gets around. It's like every couple months, like I'll forget about it, and then some artist or somebody will post it like out of nowhere. BFB the Pac-Man was like, yo, Gabe, I don't like how you let Fat Nick come up there and say that. I'm like, how did we get here?
It's funny because every time he'll post on social media about something like that, I'll get a bunch of comments that'll tag me, and I'm on Instagram like, what the fuck is this? And I go and I'm like, oh, it's Fat Nick just saying he'll give people $10,000 if they can find a sexier rapper. And like everybody's tagging Boobie and shit. I'm like, hey, you better run somebody's money, boy. Like you over here throwing a wild accusation.
And then when Charlie Sloth from the UK got involved, I was like, oh nah, the Fat Nick challenge is now international. And there was like, it was just funny reading the comments because they'd be like, oh. They would have you in there. They'd have like BFB the Pac-Man. They would have who else did they have in there? They had damn, I'm trying to remember it, but they said Rodway.
Rodway.
And I thought that was so funny. And then at the time that we record this, I don't have the interview isn't out yet, but I have an interview with Pac-Man, the Gunman from the West Coast, and he was in the comment section the day that BFB said something about it, and he was upset. So he came here and he's like I just want to know, and I'm like, you know what? I clearly have to have everybody sit down in a room, and Nick put 10K on a table, and we just figure it out.
Hey, yeah, that's why I'm here, man. Run my 10 bands, Fat Nick.
Well, I'm excited to have you, bro. Life on Our Terms out now.
Life on Our Terms out now, Lil Harsh. You did. Hey.
And your story is like interesting because like I know that this album has been in the works like a solo album from you has been in the works for a long time. This is like your first like official solo album.
Mm-hmm.
But like I heard that like the reason why it took so long was because like you kept making songs and then Pouya kept on just getting on them, and then that's obviously how y'all joined tapes.
That's how we started. Yeah. So I was working on the tape, and that was the assignment, and then it went from that to me and Pouya being in the studio one day and him being like, let me listen to what you got right now.
Yeah.
I showed him everything. He's like, yo, let me hop on this. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, yo, let me hop on this too. I was like, all right, cool. And then we ended up just dropping a tape out of it. And then we ended up doing the other tape. And then so it's like, as I was working on my fucking shit, it all kept, but it, like, I believe everything happens for a reason. So, I literally wouldn't change a thing.
Right. You still feel like this moment is still kind of like the right moment for the solo project to come out.
I think this is it right here, bro. Like, life on our terms, man. This shit about to change everything, you dig?
I have like this image in my mind of you like happily working on your solo album, and then Pouya just walking in the door like, let me hop on that. He walks out, working on another solo song. Let me hop on that. And then you're just like, yo, bro. Can I get my own project out, please?
Real quick.
Like, I love you, but like, can I get my own shit out?
Yeah, we did it, man. Like, we did it. It's been a minute in the works, But I feel like I said, everything happens for a reason. We got this shit right, and now, as of March 4th. Life on Our Terms out now, Lil Harsh. You dig?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, sir. And so obviously you and Pouya go back way back, right? How'd the two of you first meet?
We met at a gas station. Cause we had just finished high school, and I went to the gas station to put gas and get some roll up, and I ran into my boy Mikey the Magician, and I hadn't seen him in a couple months. He was a good friend of mine since we was in middle school. Since 6th grade, I've been rocking with Mikey. So he introduced me to Pouya. He was there in the fucking store with Pouya. He's like, yo, this my boy. This is like 2013, by the way. It's my boy Pouya, you know what I'm saying? He raps and shit. I was like, oh, word. he was like, yo, what's up with you? Like, you trying to do this rap shit? And I was like, yeah, you know. This was a couple years before I actually dove into music. Like,
Right.
so at first, I would just go to the studio, chill. You know, if Mikey had time, we'll record a song or something. But I was not taking music like at all serious at this point in my life. So it wasn't until a couple years later that I just started working on my own and working and doing things on my own, you know. And as shit happens, you feel me? I went from us being friends to us making music together.
Right, and putting out a project together
exactly,
and things like that.
And then that brought us closer too, because at first we were just homies, and then, you know, he was on a whole nother level than I was, you know. So when we started making music, we kind of like, you know, got a lot closer too, because we started living through a lot of shit together, you know what I mean?
Right.
Traveling the world together and all this shit. So that shit was life changing, man.
Right, and I'm sure through that that's how you linked up with Nick and shit like that as well.
Well, I knew Nick since way back then
before,
too. Yeah,
before Pouya or after
everybody,
Pouya?
well, around the same time too. Yeah, because I'd go to the studio and be there with Mikey, Pouya, Nick, everybody, and so I've always, you know, we was all homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just Boobie. Like, I wasn't a rapper or you know what I mean. And then when I started taking this shit serious and I started doing my thing, like, you know, people would be like, well, how come you don't go and tell Fat Nick or Pouya to make a song with you? And I'd be like, yo, I'd love to make a song with them, but I want it to happen naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew Pouya for a lot of years before we made a song together, and it was because he wanted to make a song with me. I would have been down to make a song with him whenever, you feel me? But I had to get nice enough to be able to hop on a song with Pouya, you feel me? So I was working, doing my shit until we started popping off, bro.
It kind of reminds me of I don't know if you ever heard like the story of how like Lil Baby first started, where Lil Baby was just kind of like hanging around like the Migos video shoots, hanging out with them in the studio, hanging around like, you know, QC and shit like that. And
it was a very similar situation on a very way smaller, you know, scale, where I'd just be in the studio chilling, you know, and I love to make music, but I wasn't as good or as dedicated as I had to be, you know, in order to do that shit for real. And then I think it was like 2015, 2016, I just said, fuck that shit. I'm going to do this shit for real. And since then, I was like taking the steps to fucking make shit happen. And then from then, Mikey was like, look, I think we should do this for real, for real. And from then, Mikey the Magician stepped in and helped me change my life. You feel me?
No, that's dope. And like you said, like you traveled the world even without like your own solo project out, and that alone is like incredible. Like the tour with the Suicide Boys, obviously the tour with Pouya, like that's, I don't know how, I mean, I'm sure there are artists who can say that, but I'm also not gonna say that there's like a lot of artists who can say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. That shit was life changing, man. Going around the whole world and then performing on stages and, you know, sold out crowds and people like chanting your lyrics and shit, you feel me? Like, that was crazy, bro. Like,
even with no album out too.
Even with no fucking album out. And then like also hyping the album that was like, at the time, I'd go on stage and be like, yo, I'm about to drop my tape in a month. Y'all ready for it? And everybody's like, yeah, fuck yeah. And I'm like, yo, you know, so I did upset a lot of people over time.
And here we are, 2022.
Here we are, 2022.
After the whole pandemic later.
Life on our terms out now, Lil Hurst. You did. Make sure you tap in with the kid. You did.
No, that's mad funny that you would tease them and then you were like, yeah, you know what? What was like your favorite memory from either of those tours? Like, what was like do you like have a crazy story from it? Do you have like a crazy memory?
Honestly, I just think going to Australia and New Zealand and doing shows over there. Every show was like packed out, sold out, and we were able to go to a sanctuary for animals and koalas and kangaroos and shit. And then we like took pictures with koalas and held koalas and like fed the kangaroos and all that. And I was like, whoa, like, I'm 12,000 miles away from the hood right now. Like, this is crazy, bro. You feel me? Like, so yeah, bro, that shit.
It was just like the experience of not being home. That was kind of like, that made it fun for you.
It was like I had already toured around the U.S. at that point. So, you know, I obviously knew what Australia was and all that, but I seen Kangaroo Jack, you feel me? But I ain't know, like, you know, that it was a whole nother world over there. You feel me? So, you know, your boy pulled up, and you know the Australians love the Lootaveli out there. Hey, shout out all the Aussies, you dig? All my sick cunts, you dig? You know what I'm saying?
You ever see like the videos of like the giant spiders in Australia?
Oh, all that shit. Yeah.
I seen that shit online, and I'm like, hell no. I'm saying I'll never go to Australia, but I'd be like, yo, they just be living their lives, and they just be like a spider. Like I don't know how.
I guess it depends where you are.
Probably,
you know what I mean?
Because
there's cities like Melbourne, which is like kind of like New York in a way, like a city, you know?
Yeah. It's the same way as like we're in New York right now. There's no snakes in New York, but like or crocodiles or whatever. But if you go to Florida,
if you go to the fucking the swamps in Florida, then you might get fuck around with an alligator,
Exactly. So it's a little different, but that's cool that you got to like experience all that like on your time out there. And what I also find interesting about your story is like so your family immigrated here from Colombia, correct?
Yeah.
And you were a child, I'm assuming?
I was like 7 years old.
Oh, so you actually lived in Colombia for a decent amount of time.
I did. I don't remember much of it, but yeah, I was born and raised in Bogota, Colombia, which is the capital of Colombia.
Yeah.
I was out there in my childhood, and then I came to Miami. And the funny thing is that people ask me like, yo, how'd you like... I literally learned how to speak English overnight. Like, I don't remember learning how to speak English or how it happened. It just overnight, one day to the next, just, so that shit was crazy. But in, like, Miami, there's a lot of, like, Colombians and, Cubans and, like, it's very thick with culture. But it, like, going to Miami and the sacrifice my parents made to come to the United States and all the shit we went through too, because it's been a battle the past 20-something years, for my parents and not learning English and job to job and trying to grind it out in this country, for the American dream or whatever. At the end of the day, all that shit just pushed me to want to do some shit, like, right. So now we're here.
I love that. I mean that itself is like a great story too, because like you're a kid from Miami, right? An immigrant kid from Miami who has become an artist. Like that's literally, I don't know. I just think that's such like an incredible story.
Yeah. It's definitely crazy. I never thought the first time I even stepped out of Miami was because of music. I had never been on a plane or took a trip anywhere like prior to me getting to the United States from Colombia, until I started making music.
So like when you were growing up, who were like the hip hop artists that you were really listening to? Was it like mostly like Miami based rappers?
Not really, bro. Honestly, like I guess it was like by what was popping as we was growing up. You know what I mean? So it's like I kind of went through like phases. Like at first, it was like 50 Cent, and then I was like, whoa, my aunt bought me the album Get Rich or Die Trying at the fucking mall when I was like 10 years old or some shit. And that shit changed my life. Changed my life completely. You know what I'm saying? So I was in the whip, in the van, bumping that shit. My mom driving this shit like she don't know what the fuck is being said, and I'm just shouting the lyrics, So as I, was started getting in tune with American culture, like as a kid and everything, like, I would just turn the radio on, and whatever was playing on the radio was what I was listening to. So that's when I learned about all the other artists, like Outkast and a bunch of the other shit that was going on, and whatever was going on in the South at the time, lean with it, rock with it, and all that shit. You feel me? And honestly, like, it was just 50 Cent at first, and then from there, like middle school, it was all about Lil Wayne. Drop 3, Lil Wayne, you feel me? Weezy F Baby, greatest rapper alive, you dig? So, and then I got put on as well, early to Trick Daddy, because, some Miami shit.
Yeah, Miami shit.
Listening to Trick Daddy, that was a big OG, big inspiration for me too. But, it was like 50, then Wayne, and then, I was also in tune with a lot of the shit that was happening in New York. Because I had some family over here too. So like Dipset, and all that shit was like very like special to me. And like Max B, Max B changed my life in high school. You feel me? That shit, that whole culture changed my life as well. Like all the way in Miami, So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that you got like that New York influence too.
I definitely do have a New York influence. I'll say that.
We also have like a huge like Colombian population here too. You know, I don't think a lot of people realize sometimes. But there's when I was in college, there used to be a Colombian restaurant down the block that I would always go get breakfast at.
Facts.
Some of the best breakfast I ever had. Always. What's he Ryan? What?
What'd you say?
What are you saying, Ryan?
Oh yeah,
your cousin
no, my
down the
cousin
block.
lives right down the block from
the
here.
spot. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Bushwick Projects right here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's literally where I was at when I was 15 years old. I was down the street from here.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. My abuela lives around here too.
Yeah,
wow,
that's the crazy.
World.
It's a small world. Yeah, we just drove past and I was like, oh shit, that's Mook's hood. You feel me? So yeah. Shout out Bushwick Projects too. You feel me?
Shout out Bushwick. Shout out my guy Lil Rich who lives over there.
Yeah.
So with the project now, so the project's out. Obviously, it's all you. Except for one song with Pouya.
With my dog Pouya.
With Pouya.
I had to throw him on there. I had to.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was the whole thing, I was like, yo, I'm not throwing no features on this shit.
Okay.
It's just gonna be me. And then when it came down to it, I was listening to the tape of Pouya, and I was like, I thought about it, I was like, yo, you'd really snap on some of these songs though. He's like, hell yeah, but like, just let me know which one you want me to do,
Right.
I was like, all right. So we ended up doing that, put it in my pocket and that shit. We just shot a video for it. My man's Nico and his team.
Word. Shout
out to the On-Site boys. We just shot a video in Miami for that. So it'll be coming out in a week or so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a big point I wanted to get across. Was I didn't really want to do no features on this tape. I wanted it to be all me. I wanted to be selfish in a way and just, give them what the fuck they've been waiting for, for my actual fans and for new fans and, a whole body of work that they could listen to and that they could be like, okay, so this is who this artist is, because I have songs out and all that stuff. But someone told me like, they were like, yo, I heard some of the songs that you were dropping, like some of the singles off the tape. Before I dropped the tape, they heard like the songs individually and they were tight. But when you listen to the songs in the tape,
in sequence,
then it all completely makes sense. Right. And then like that person caught it and they got it. You feel me? So I'm like, yo, I do it for people like you that get it. You feel me? Like, So yeah, that was tight.
And I've been telling you that I was like running up the Man in the Mirror record like all day.
Keep running that shit up. Man in the Mirror out now, baby.
That shit is fire. So the sample is like a Brazilian type of sample.
Yeah, it's like a bossa nova type sample. So right before Man in the Mirror, I was snapping on very groovy beats like Speedboat Randy. Was one of the older songs that it was probably the first song I recorded on the whole tape. And I really enjoy rapping on beats like that. Definitely. So I was in the studio with Mikey and I was like, yo, let's get some crazy sample. And he's like, all right, let's do it. And we were just looking on YouTube and
just found
the sample. And from there, Mikey did his thing. MTM be hitting him with the heat.
It's cool because like even like in the comments, like they found it. Like people in Brazil found the song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. And I made a joke earlier when you walked in. I was like, yo, man, I needed to know if it was like a Brazilian sample or you just had like a stream farm in Brazil that had just like mad people in like Brazil commenting on your shit which I'm happy to know it was just because
it's just mad love from Brazil.
Mad love from Brazil, which I thought was very dope.
It's dope too because my homie that did the artwork for that song lives in Brazil. He's a Brazilian tattoo artist. So he was like super excited that he got to do the cover art.
That's incredible.
Like, yo, I love this song because it has a Brazilian sample and shit, So yeah, I actually, shout out Brazil, man. Love y'all.
That's dope.
I got a lot of love out there. I can't wait to go out there.
I love that song, man. I love that. I'm going to be running that shit up in the summertime for sure.
That's definitely the vibe for the summer.
Definitely. Yo, and I know, like, you've been through a lot in your life. Like, I know you've opened up, and I was watching some other interviews that you've done, and I know you opened up about, like, drugs and whatnot.
Right,
and, like, I'm curious, like, how are you with that right now? Like, are you in a good place? Like, what's
I'm in a really good place right now. I feel like pandemic hit, and a lot of people had to kind of reflect on themselves. And what was really going on in their lives.
Forces you to sit with yourself.
Exactly.
It forces you to sit with yourself,
So I just had to get right, man. I just knew that I had been around drugs my whole life and I never got attached to them, And so once I did, I just kind of, because of this new life that happened, and just me, I guess, indulging in it too much,
right,
kind of just led me to just be like, whatever, But at the same time, like, I just know who I am, and that's not who I am. You know what I mean? So I had to get right, man. And the best thing I did, the first step towards me actually getting better was seeking help, and talking to my friends, my family. As scary as it was, telling my parents about it, you feel me, and really opening up, you know what I'm saying? Because I was 2 years into addiction, and I knew I didn't want to keep going down that road. So I seeked and I looked for help, and I got help, and I fucking, I've been doing great. I lost a little bit of weight and shit, So it's been great, bro. I've been literally this past year and being able to wrap up the tape, get back to work, and everything has been literally the most amazing time of my life. You know what I mean? Because I've been working so hard,
right,
and it's been motivating me to be like, this is how I want to live my life from here on out.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like getting shit done, because that's what I do. That's when I feel the best. This is the best high I could possibly give myself.
I love that. I love that.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you're good, you're clean, you just
clean,
been chilling.
smoke my weed, you feel me?
Yeah, weed. Yeah. Weed is weed.
Yeah.
No, that's good, man. And I'm happy to hear that, because I obviously I know I've been doing the show for a couple years, so I see like rappers ups and downs, and I love when I see them get into the space that you're at right now, because it's obviously I didn't know you a couple years ago like that. We didn't know each other personally,
right.
but like seeing that transition, like I can imagine how it probably was back then to now. Like obviously more clear-minded, more focused, more this, more that.
100%. I feel like I was definitely on it. Like I was working, making music. I was on the road a lot, you know. But I definitely let my addiction get the best of me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, it wasn't who I was supposed to be. That's not who I am, But definitely, if there's anyone that's listening to this, watching this, that's struggling with any type of addiction or any type of problem like that, and if you feel like that's enough and you've just had enough, the first step towards, you getting back to the person that you were and bettering yourself is to seek help and to talk to the people that you love and the people that love you, because those are the people that are going to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, till this day, I still have conversations with friends and family and my girlfriend over about, drugs and like, how are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, one of my best friends is also my manager, and my boy Swig, he's always checking up on me. Like, how he was at my crib the other day. We was like, I was making s'mores, smoking weed, chilling. He's like, yo, but how are you doing? Like, I'm like, I'm good, bro, Like,
good.
All right, bet, for sure, because I feel like they know deep down if I'm like the people that know you best will know if there's something that's bothering you and something that's has you derailed, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
They would know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was another thing that I had to like let myself be seen by my people and my family and my friends, and let myself be vulnerable and shit like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, bro.
That's beautiful. I hope somebody who's watching this takes that message and really.
I really hope so too.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a great message, and I haven't really had too many conversations about stuff like that on the show, like that in depth. So I really hope I'm definitely gonna make sure that I post that out there for anybody who might need it. So I'm happy that you were able to kind of like give that little piece of like advice and that little piece of love to the people out there.
Hey man, I feel like shit happened for a reason. You dig?
Life on our terms.
Life on our terms. Little hearts out now. You dig?
Out now. So what's going on with you the rest of this year? Right? We want to go on tour. We want some videos and things like that.
I'm already working on the next one. You could definitely expect maybe another project with Pouya.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll probably have so much music.
Maybe have some shit in the works with Shakewell.
Okay.
My brother, you feel me? And definitely another tape. I'm 100% sure and excited about dropping another project before this year ends, and hitting the road again. You know what I'm saying? Go back on tour. You know, um, get back to it, man. You know.
Yo, when I was reading this Lyrical Lemonade article, and I meant to bring this up earlier, but I wrote it down here. They called you an elusive rapper.
Hey,
he's not elusive anymore. He's here.
I'm here.
He's outside in everybody's face now.
You dig? I'm outside, baby. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And you're doing some NFT stuff now too, correct?
I'm definitely trying to crack into the NFT space. I've partnered up with a couple different, NFT projects that are trying to get shit off the ground, and I'm actually working on right now. This is one of the things that me and my boys want to get off the ground is we want to get a NFT collection for Life on Our Terms for the album.
Right, yeah.
So we want to do we want to drop special cover art to every song and do some kind of NFT project with that.
That'll be fire.
So yeah, that's definitely what we're gonna be looking into doing that as soon as this all this shit is done. And I'm just excited for this year, bro. People really motherfuckers asleep on me, boy. I'm about to wake y'all up with a cold ass shower. You heard?
This freestyle, these beats that you picked for this freestyle, I was just like, this is the most odd combination of beat selection I've ever had on a freestyle, but I'm excited for it. By the time this is out, the freestyle is probably out because I've been dropping the freestyles first now. But I'm excited for it because I don't know what's gonna happen. And I kind of like that. I feel like with some people I know what to expect, but with you I have no idea what's about to happen here. So future Gabe, when you're editing this, just think about this moment right here, because you don't know what's about to happen.
We here.
But also before we sign off, you got some merch out for the project too.
Yeah. Life on Our Terms merch out now, man. You dig? All you gotta do is hit that link in my motherfucking bio, baby.
Dope.
You dig? But yeah, it's funny about the beats and shit for the freestyle, because somebody hit me up on Instagram and was like, "Yo, you really rapping on this project? You rap?"
Yeah, rapping.
And I wrote back, I said, "Yeah, I mean, I'm a rapper. You feel me? This is what I do."
Yeah.
But I feel I guess because where we're at with music and shit, it's kind of I guess some rappers are more famous because of how they look or what they, aside from rapping and shit.
Drama.
I feel I rap, and that's something that a lot of people haven't been exposed to yet until they listen to the tape.
Word.
So I definitely wanted to do some extra popping shit for y'all here for this little freestyle and shit.
That's a blessing. So make sure y'all continue to run that up because that's probably out right now. Go make sure you got some merch. Go make sure you get the album, the NFT's out. Go copy yourself an NFT.
We're going crazy, man. We're going crazy, bro. Life on Our Terms, Lars. You dig?
Anything else you want to let the people know, where they can follow you at, all that good stuff? That camera is yours right there.
Boobie Lootaveli on Instagram, Lootaveli on Twitter, Boobie Lootaveli YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go check out the album, Life on Our Terms. You know what I mean? I promise you it's going to change your life, baby. You dig?
There you go. Boobie Lootaveli on the radar. Life on Our Terms. Out now. Go run up the freestyle. Go stream the album. Florida in the building. Till next time, on the radar. Appreciate you, my brother. Love.
My
Boom.
guy. Yes, sir.